Hello and welcome to Rick's Garage. Today is a continuation of the engine bay restoration on my Alfa Romeo GTV 3 litre V6. Today is the day, finally we are beginning to put everything back together. See you in a moment. So yes, welcome back. Now very quickly before we begin, I just want to apologise that I haven't uploaded a video in a few weeks, but sometimes life's busy, life gets in the way. But not only that, when you're working on cars all day long for a living, to be honest, you're a little bit less enthusiastic about coming into the garage and working on your own car. But needless to say, this needs to be finished. I want it back on the road and I need to start enjoying it again for this summer. So yeah, today we are beginning to put everything back together. In this episode, I am refitting the valve covers with gaskets and sealants. I'm going to show you the fuel injectors, replacing the seals on the fuel injectors, and I'm going to show you in detail how they actually attach to the fuel rails themselves. A few people have asked about that. I'm going to be replacing the intake runners with the base plates. All the necessary gaskets are also being replaced, so yeah, that's what you can expect in this episode. If you are not up to speed with the engine bay restoration, you can click on this link in the top corner. That will take you to the playlist for the engine bay restoration work. Without further ado guys, let's get stuck into it. There's lots to do. Okay guys, so the first job is the valve covers together with the gaskets and the silicone sealant. As for the silicone sealant, obviously there are lots to choose from on the market out there. Personally, I'm using this one by Loctite because I've already got it in the garage. I've had it quite a while. It's not the cheapest, but it is very, very good. Now I've applied it as thinly as I possibly could. It's a little bit hard to get in there and it's also difficult to squeeze out of the tube. So down goes the gasket on top of the sealant. And then I also apply a little thin bead of sealant on the inside of the valve cover. Don't forget to apply your gaskets for your spark plugs. No, I didn't show them because I forgot to insert it in the video, but yeah, don't forget to do your spark plug seals as well. For all the nuts and bolts being replaced in this project guys, personally I bought a full stainless steel rebuild kit online specifically designed for the Busso V6. In this kit is 98 pieces consisting of every nut, bolt, washer required to rebuild the top side of the engine. This includes valve covers, the coil packs, the intake runners and base plates, the plenum chamber, throttle body, spark plug cover and all little brackets around the top side of the engine. At the time of purchase guys, I paid £55 for this lot. Now they have since gone up to, I think they're now on £63, but yeah, grab them whilst they're available. They aren't highly polished, but the quality is excellent. I will try and post a link in the description. Now don't forget guys, this video is edited. I am just nipping them up by hand here. Now off camera each bolt was torqued up to spec. Now, although you can't really see it on camera because this footage is sped up, this silicone sealant is extremely difficult to squeeze out, hence the reason why they supply a key to help push it out of the tube. But yeah, when you're applying the sealant guys, try to focus on the areas where the gasket is most likely to leak, such as right on the ends of the camshafts towards the cam belt end. Also, I've applied the silicone sealant on the spark plug seals, both underneath and on top of the seal. Just don't go overboard with it. Now for those eagle-eyed viewers amongst you, I know there is a few out there, you may notice throughout the video that there are certain little brackets that I haven't yet attached. But don't worry guys, please do bear in mind that I am just fitting the essentials here just for this video. Everything else will be attached in my own time. For anyone out there who wants to see everything in a lot more detail, then please do check out the removal video in episode 4. In that episode you will see every single nut, bolt, bracket attached to the engine. So with the valve covers, the coil packs and the plenum chamber now in place, we can now focus our efforts on the intake runner baseplate complete with gaskets. Now personally, I purchased my gaskets from Alfa Workshop. I purchased aftermarket parts at a price of £5.40 each. Don't forget you need 2 of them, and don't forget about your postage. If you so wish, they do also supply genuine Alfa Romeo gaskets, just under £10 each. I'll try to post a link in the description for both. As you can see, I have now removed the masking tape which I was using to cover up the ports of the engine, so everything is now exposed. Needless to say, be very careful. You don't want to drop any nuts or bolts down inside there. Yes, you can stuff it full of newspaper or tissue paper if you so wish, if you are a little bit clumsy. Personally, I didn't want anything in the way. I didn't want to get anything sandwiched in between the gasket or anything like that. But yeah, once I've finished, I will stuff some tissue paper down in there. Now, with regards to the engine block itself, whilst everything was removed, yes, I did try my very best to clean it up. I'm not 100% happy with it. You know, I wish I could have got it a little bit cleaner, but you know, in a home garage, I did what I could. And to be fair, you're not really going to see it when everything's back together. Now onto the injectors. As you can see, they are very grubby, but what we're also going to do is completely replace the seals. Now to remove the seals, just get a pick and literally just pull them off. Some of mine were a little bit brittle, so they did snap, but yeah, they come off relatively easily. Now to clean these up, yes, you could use brake cleaner, but to be fair, you're going to end up needing quite a lot. What I did is use some Surfex HD undiluted, which was more than enough to remove all the dirt and grime. As you can see what I'm doing here, I'm keeping my finger and thumb on the ends of the injector to stop anything from going inside. Obviously you want to keep away from the electrical connector as well, but yeah, the Surfex HD did a very good job of cleaning these up. Now with regards to these injectors, I received a comment on one of my previous videos asking would I be getting these professionally tested and cleaned. I did consider doing that, but to be fair, everything was running absolutely fantastically well beforehand, so on this occasion I don't really want to waste my money. Obviously if in the future I experience any issues, then I would consider it, but for now I'm just cleaning them up and replacing the seals. Now the replacement seals I'm using, guys, here are genuine Bosch replacement seals. I paid around £11 for them. As you know, normally I would always post a link in the description to parts that I am using, but on this occasion the experience from the company where I bought them was less than perfect, to say the least. It was a bit of a nightmare. My order was basically forgotten about, and after threatening to get my money back through PayPal, I finally managed to get in touch with them and I received the seals in the end. Now I'm not going to name names because I'm not in the business of trying to ruin companies' reputations, but on this occasion I'm just not going to post a link. But as I say, look online, they're very easy to find. Okay, so all the seals are now fitted. As you can see, a very easy job. Now what we're going to do is fit the injectors to the fuel rails. Now, to make sure that you've got these on the right way, I'm going to try my best to explain this, but you will see a bit of a locator on the back of the rail and on the back of the injector. As you can see right there, it will make a little bit more sense in a minute when I go to put the retainer clips on, but the retainer clips will only go on one way. They won't go on this way. They will only go on like this, and once I push that clip on, it will make a little bit more sense. As you can see, they do locate properly on the rail on a tab just here and a tab on the injector just here. So yeah, there you go, pretty self-explanatory. Now just in case you're wondering, no, it doesn't take a great amount of force to put the injectors back into the rails. With the injector seals being nice, new and supple, they do slot in very nicely, just a little bit of resistance. So same as before guys, putting the injectors back into the intake runner base plates, just a nice little push, nothing excessive, they do slot in very nicely. Now as for the bolts holding on the fuel rails, I didn't receive any with the kit. I thought I might have done, but no, it doesn't include them. But I supplied my own stainless bolts. I've got a few left over from a previous project, together with some stainless washers. So that's the fuel rails and injectors fitted. Nice easy job, I'm sure you'll agree. Now I was a little bit concerned with the fuel rails when it comes to polishing them rather than the original OEM zinc plating, and to be honest, now that I've seen them on the car, I'm confident I've made a nice right decision. Now as for the intake runners, now it's time to put these on. I've given them a little polish up and I've also polished the clips as well. Now I'm fitting these with some brand new genuine OEM gaskets. Once again, I'll post a link in the description. Now once again, these seals were purchased from Alfa Workshop at a cost of £3.79 each. Needless to say, you need 6 and they are plus postage. Now when it comes to fitting the intake runners and gaskets, what I did is just placed a gasket on first and then put the intake runner on second and then lined up the gasket before putting the bolts through. Some people may opt to fit the intake runners before fitting the plenum chamber, and that is fine. To be honest, it doesn't really matter which way around you do it, either way it does work. Please accept my apologies for my bald head being in the shot here guys. So yes, as mentioned in my previous video, the easiest and best tool I found to use for putting these bolts in and getting in there between the intake runners is a T-key, and by using a T-key you can ensure that you're not going to over tighten the bolts. Now with regards to the intake runners, these are the only things that I haven't had refurbished. They are original, they are a little bit pitted, and to be honest they do let the side down quite a bit, but this will be a job for another day because to rechrome all of these is quite expensive. Now one thing I did do was completely clean up the pipes as much as I could. I gave them a good polish. I also went to the extra effort of polishing each and every clip, but it does make a big difference because they were quite grubby. So we're on the last job of the day guys, at least for this episode, and this is where I need your help, because you may or may not be able to notice in a moment in the next clip, I am missing 2 little metal retainer clips to the connectors for the coil packs. In total I've got 4 out of 6, meaning I've got 2 missing and I can't find them for the life of me. So if anybody's got any spare retainer clips, then please do let me know, or if you know where I can buy some replacements, then let me know because I need to replace these as soon as possible. So there you go guys, that is job done at least for today. The only thing left to do is to fit the spark plug cover, and although it will need to come off again in the future, it would be rude not to fit it just for the purpose of this video. So there you go guys, this is the stage we're up to now. Now I know there's a lot of eagle-eyed viewers amongst you. You may be thinking you forgot this bracket, you forgot that bracket, you forgot to do this, you forgot to do that. Don't worry guys, this video is edited. I've just done pretty much the essential things for this video. Everything else will be done off camera. I've got lots of little bits of bracketry to put back on and things like that. Don't worry, it will be done. So yeah, this is the stage we're up to now. Video shots and photos just don't do it justice, to be fair, but I have tried my best. In the flesh, this looks fantastic. Needless to say, it looks a lot better than it did before. I'm very, very happy with the work. As I say, the only thing I'm a little bit disappointed, which lets the side down quite a bit, is the chrome intake runners. They are a little bit pitted and scratched. It lets the side down a little bit, but for now it's okay. I mean, that is going to be a job for the future, a job for another day. Obviously cost, as I say, comes into it. Cost is a big factor. Rechroming all those isn't a cheap job amongst everything else. If that is the only thing that I had to pay for, then yeah, no problem. But because I'm doing absolutely everything, somewhere down the line with cost, something's got to give. But yeah, for now I am happy the way it looks. I hope you think it looks great too. But yeah, as always guys, thank you for showing an interest. I can't promise when the next video is going to be, but I will work on it. I'll try my best. As I say, I want this car back on the road now. So yeah, as always, thank you for watching. See you next time guys. Bye bye.